Hey drummers, hope you're well. Just a quick one. Today, shout out to superstar drummer student Xenia, who's been working on this. This is a track by August, AGST, and the track is called Recess, and it's just a really interesting thing. It's quite random. It's an electronic piece of music. We were just loving the groove, and we were loving the change from this sort of triplet feel or even 12/8 feel thing into a more like broken hi-hat but 4/4 thing. It's just a bit out of nowhere, honestly, but just delicious, beautiful little grooves, and the vibe change from one to the next we thought was great. So let's just have a little look at it. The first groove, you could count it as triplets in 4/4, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, or if you're in, you could easily count it as, or think of it as 12/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll count it as if it was triplets in 4/4. So 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. The thing with this is you're going to accent every other note, and it starts with a not accent. So 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. This is the first groove, by the way, of 2. The snare drum goes on the 2 and the 4 on that count. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Kind of hinting at this groovy little, like, everybody wants to rule the world kind of thing, I guess. Tears for Fears. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Bass drum. Well, let's do the 1 and the 3 first of all. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Now this is where it gets funky. Bass drum in between the trip and the let of beat 1. Same again in the second half of the bar on beat 3. So 1 trip and let a 2 trip, let 3 trip and let a 4 trip, let. And then a little snare drum in between the last 2 hi-hats of all. So at the end of the bar, 4 trip and let is an open hi-hat. I'll play the whole thing real slow. 1 triplet, 2 trip, let 3 triplet, 4. Here we go. 1 triplet, 2 trip, let 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 trip, let. If anyone's hearing that my hi-hat's going a bit dodgy, by the way, it is on the blink. It'll be a new one will be with me shortly. So that's that. A really cool groove. Now the way it works against the track, I just thought I really dug it the way it came in. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Very cool. That's the first groove of the 2. And you might notice there, once you got the feel for that hand and basic kick and snare part, you could put in, I think there sort of are on the track. I don't think it's played as in a drummer played the performance, but it might well be a sample of a little groove or whatever. A little 1 or 2 bar like snippet possibly. It feels like there's a little tiny ghosted snare drum note in there or 2 in between the hi-hats. That's groove 1. And what we dug most about this actually was that sudden switch, that moment of change to let's go through this. Now on this groove, the second groove here, kick and snare, just go 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. We're definitely in 4/4 here. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. All the action here is on the hi-hat. What I love about this is when you listen to certain music, maybe an electronic piece of music like this, really does remind us, I think, it reminds me anyway as a drummer, that the hi-hat can be the main source of like musical interest in the groove, can be the focus of attention. we just get so used to playing, grooves where the hi-hat plays something straight, don't we? And the kick and the snare perhaps being the thing that changes. The hi-hat, absolutely. I mean, this is crazy to me, but the hi-hat is such a lovely musical phrase here. The phrase is 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and. So it's on E and at the beginning, 1 E and. This is a swung 16th note feel, by the way. Should have said that. The hi-hat is swinging the 16ths, half-time shuffle style, rather than if you played all the 16ths, it being 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. It's got that 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. That half-time shuffle swing to it. So 1 E and at the beginning, 2 E and a. So 2 E and a, the first and the last 16th there. Beat 3, 3 E and, like beat 1, and beat 4, 4 and a. So the hi-hat actually is a 2-beat long phrase that goes 1 E and, 2 E and a, and repeats 3 E and, 4 E and a. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really funky. I'm loving that. So, whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've got that change from. Just a brilliant couple of grooves, right? I'll run it with the track one last time. So 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2, here it comes, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Here comes the change. And what's really cool is the tune then goes on to like develop more and more different grooves. Just brilliant. Sometimes this is lovely, isn't it? Like just pull these little grooves out, work with them. Now, one of the big things I wanted to say here that we were thinking about in our session today was, we study all this stuff. Drummers talk about 1 E and all this stuff, and often people message me and people come for sessions and they say, "What's this all about? I'm not sure I want to do this counting thing. I just want to feel things and hear it." Well, what this allows you to do, and doing something like, for example, doing drum grades and sort of learning the theory side of music a little bit and being able to count, understand time signatures and all this stuff. What it allows you to do is take stuff like this and truly learn it, doesn't it? Digest it, pull it apart, like listen to it, perhaps is what I did anyway, listen to it, jot down what's happening, becomes this sort of amazing, if you develop it and work with it. Again, it takes a lot of time, or it takes a considerable amount of time to sort of develop those skills of counting and understanding the theory and all the rest of it, and perhaps doing drum grades, like I say. But then you get to this amazing, I think, this beautiful, like life-enhancing, if I can go that far, moment where this tipping point, when you suddenly think, hang on a minute, I've got this, like this, it's like that, in the Matrix, everything sort of slows down and Keanu Reeves is like, hang on a minute, I get this. Like you have this is sort of a beautiful tipping point where you start hearing stuff and you start thinking, okay, I get what that is now. I can pick that out. I can then pull that up, I can play it, and it's not like you have to sit and listen to it over and over and over again. You just take the thing down, you think, yeah, okay, cool, I've got that. It just becomes this amazing skill that just, for me, opens up a world of beautiful exploration on the drums. And people often say, I don't want to learn other people's part. I just want to sort of do my own thing, follow my own interest. But this, for me, this allows you to do this. It allows you to listen to stuff, to hear it, to think, okay, that's that rhythm, to jot it down. And then you're away. And then that can inform your own playing. It's not that you're necessarily going to rip these grooves off and play them exactly as they are. But it's that age-old thing. I'm always waffling on about this, but it's information flow, great quality information flowing into your musical brain, isn't it? By exposing our musical brain to these like beautiful moments, it goes into the melting pot. And then when it's time for us to be creative, we've got something there. We've got all this great high quality information that we've taken in, this great sort of diet of different grooves and different cool stuff. So, just to dwell on the point of like learning to count on the drums, perhaps learning to read, like spending some time like understanding music theory a little bit as it applies to drums in particular, in my opinion, in my experience, puts us in such an unbelievable and great position to sort of then explore our interests and just enjoy being able to get into different stuff. So I really wanted to make that point there. Shout out to Xenia for suggesting that tune. I never would have heard that, I don't think, or listened to that artist. It's August, spelled AGST. You can tell they're cool because they've got no vowels in their name. That's how that works. And really, really great stuff. The tune goes on and develops and does other interesting things. Please check it out. But I thought that was a really nice couple of moments to pull out. As ever, on the channel members page, I will post both of those grooves, the notation, and also the Groove Scribe practice along version, so you can get into those. Thanks a million for watching as always. Really appreciate it. Any questions, give us a shout. See you soon. Cheers.